Happy Christmas, everybody, and welcome back for another CBSI Hot 10 show. Make sure you go and check out the article over on comicbookinvest.com, and make sure you check out all of the other content we have here on Rennavision. If you want to see this week's books, all you got to do is hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and we will be right back.
Notable sales.
All right, our first book.
This one's a little bit off this week. Thorn, Tales from the Lantern, Jeff Smith. The Lantern was the Ohio State newspaper. So this from 1983 predates Bone number 1. So you got some very early Jeff Smith Bone art and comics, sold for $6,600. And this cannot apparently be graded. Apparently, because of the weird size of it, it cannot be graded. So there's only a few copies out there raw that exist, and this one popped up. So it was a pretty interesting good sale.
Yeah, 66, not bad.
People love the Bone.
Hey, it's one of the few things that's still sold by kids' Scholastic book fairs.
Yeah, I mean Bone. Yeah, he got rich.
Well,
Nice.
I can't segue off of Bone to the next book, but maybe you could have went with the Adamantium Skeleton. But we did have another notable sale this week in the form of Wolverine 145. This is the Nabisco mail-away copy. This is one of those weird variants from back in the day where, I don't know, comic publishers thought it was cool for you to like mail away for them. Like
Mail and stuff. Yeah, mail away.
you don't do that much anymore. I mean,
I haven't seen this one for a while.
yeah, let alone a 9.8 of this book. Bill Sienkiewicz cover, pretty cool. Eric Larson actually did the story on this, which is kind of weird. But this one sold on a best offer of about $6,500 on an $8,100 ask, which is quite the bump considering. The last CGC sale was only $1,700, and that was in 2021, which is when we were at the height of all of our prices.
Yeah.
And the all-time high before that was only like 22, I think, or 23.
It's crazy.
Big sale for this book.
It's a big bump.
It is, and it's kind of fun. I like these weird oddball things.
Yeah.
It's definitely an oddball thing.
But with that said, I guess we should just get right into the main list.
Number 10.
First up,
At number 10, we got Batman Harley Quinn, number 1, which is the first appearance of Harley Quinn in the DCU continuity. And it's got back up with 20 sales in the last 2 weeks because there's a facsimile. I don't know why people gravitate towards the original when the facsimiles come out. Like it was there the whole time.
It reminds them about it. But I mean, it's like clockwork now. Facsimile comes out.
Yeah.
Sales of the book. That's good.
Yeah.
That's all right. I mean, that's always been like that. It's kind of helping it out. That's not a bad thing. What'd you say? She was first time Harley Quinn in Continuities?
Continuities.
continuity.
Continuities. Continuities over here. Yeah, I'm from New York. What do you want over here?
Continuities over
Come
here.
on. Dom knows what I'm talking about.
It's a good book. It's a good book. It's good to see that it's moving again. I don't know why you're doing a facsimile of this book, but whatever.
Well, the
There's
foil looks really
multiple
good.
versions of the facsimiles.
Because they sell.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason. Yeah.
Not only that, you know what the book is?
Hmm.
It's not really I shouldn't say it's a facsimile of it. It actually isn't a facsimile. It's a book of covers. They put this cover on a book of covers. It's Joker and Harley covers inside this book. So it's
Really? They should have made that more clear.
yeah, that's what these uncovered things are. I've been complaining about them because I didn't know what they were until I was like, Birds of Prey uncovered. But yeah, they keep doing cover books. And that's
something.
That's what they got. 'Cause I bought it
Yeah.
thinking it was a facsimile too.
Oh, half people don't read what's in between the covers anyway. So
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like you said, people got reminded of it. That said, let's get into our next book.
Number 9.
Marvel movies must be slow because DC's the last couple of weeks have had a lot of different sales in a lot of different areas. This one is a book, maybe because of Booty, maybe because of the other end, but Gotham City Sirens, nearly 20 sales this week. Maybe it was something about influencers bringing up this book, but it's up from last week from 5. Whatever it is, people remembered about it and they're starting to buy it again. Maybe people are getting hot. Maybe, hey, listen, maybe the James Gunn thing's for real and we're going to actually see a more modern move on some of DC's. DC's always done very well in the Silver Age, obviously, but you're starting to see books sell for a little bit more, like volume at least wise, a little bit more recently with the DC stuff. Maybe people are excited. I know that Aquaman came out, and I don't know how that would move this book, but it does put DC back out in front of stuff, and also that a bunch of DC stuff is now hitting Netflix. So I think it's just people saw this Booty and they're like, "Yeah, I'm going to buy that."
That's fair. That's a good series. Good book.
Well, Aquaman's the end, so now I think people are looking ahead.
Looking ahead. Yeah, it's good. Hopefully DC gets a little bit more moment of a shine. Maybe it's more of a 50-50 split, but we'll see. We will see.
Yeah, a couple second prints, which is the red cover of this, sold in the mix there. And also be mindful of that 1 in 25 J.G. Jones.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with that, let's get on to number 8.
Number 8.
At number 8, we got the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong second print, Barron's cover. This is up, hitting a high of $20. It was selling cover price last week. And this is one of my favorite books to read so far.
It's kind of fun.
Going into the new year.
Yeah.
Let us not lose sight of the fact that Bjorn Barons seems to be making this list quite often. He's on a hot. He's on a heater.
Yeah, and there are not that many of these listed out there. Just could be part of the reason why all of a sudden it jumped up to 20. Like there aren't a lot of available copies these days, so all those Barons fans, they might be looking to add this to their collections and having a tough time in doing so. So, whatever the case, kaiju action. Can't get enough of it.
You know, I thought Wonder Woman was holding a basketball for a second. It's like an orange basketball.
It's a really big basketball.
Oh, and with that, let's get on to our next book.
Number 7.
Kang.
Hey, what's better to make a book move than somebody getting fired from a project?
Multiple projects.
Yeah. So, Marvel has said that they want to keep moving on with Kang. They don't want to go elsewhere. So, whether that means a recast, whether that means a reimagine, whatever that means, apparently Kang is here to stay, and that has sparked a little fire under his first appearance here. About 20 sales, only 4 in the last week, but still, it's Kang's in the front of mind, I guess. Still,
yeah. I mean, anytime any of these characters hit the news for any reason, it just has people. You know, it's so easy now to just look it up. Like, hey, I want to see where this book is, and then, you know what? Seems reasonable, and start buying more of it. I think,
and it had dipped a bit, I believe, too, for a while. Yeah. So,
yeah.
And I mean, people are going to put
those highs of the 2021 days.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
So it all looks reasonable at this point.
Still an ugly cover. Oh.
It is. It's not one of Kirby's best.
Don't be making fun of Kirby.
Not really a lot of great Kang covers anyway.
Let's move it on before we say something we can't walk back from.
Number 6.
Another guy back again.
Omega Man. Oh, yeah. This is. I hear Aquaman sucks, and the only person who actually likes the movie is Bruce. So good way to be a chill on that, Bruce. If you like guys in purple and orange tights like Momoa does, then you're gonna love this book. Yeah, and fire crotches going on. I think this has a lot to do with him, with the actor who plays Aquaman saying that he would really look forward to playing this character. He loves this character. This is his favorite DC character. Either if that's rehashed or if it's new hash or any type of hash, every time they bring him up, they're going to be bringing this up. Every time they bring this up, it puts it back in people's minds. And then we get about 20 to 30 sales off of this. Raw's hitting 50 to 75, CGC 9/8 up to 350. And yeah.
Now,
I mean,
it's just all about that lens flare down there. That's all it
has
is.
nothing to do
Everything
with
on
that
lens flare.
DC co-head Peter Safran actually gave an interview saying that even if Momoa is not playing Aquaman, he still has a place at DCU in the new DCU universe.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Well,
Also, I heard that Snyder's going to come back to shoot the Omega Man movie because he likes star flares.
This is lots of slow
motion and
You can get a
star flares and
slow-mo.
crotches.
That's,
Okay. Well, there you go. Either way, that's what keeps going after the. Well, that'd be kind of weird, I think.
Back. All right, let's see what else we got here.
Number 5.
Ickpot.
Oh,
Still here. At one per store. People like their Street Fighter. They like these one per stores, and people are getting introduced to Ickpot. So you kind of have all those things coming together. It's a bit of a divisive cover. Some people really hate it. Some people really love it. I like it. I like Ickpot. I like something that looks a little different. So you got another 20 plus
like
sales.
Two in the middle don't.
it's not for me.
no. I want to know what's holding up her pants.
Do I need to explain that to you?
Yes, please give me an anatomy
No,
lesson.
I don't think
I don't think it's suitable for YouTube.
But we got another 20 sales, average 40 to $50, high at 55. So,
Yeah,
Kimberly's here.
the price increased over the last week, and the volume's kind of maintained.
No, people sleep on these one per stores because people they seem to be a bit under the radar until they pop up there, and then everyone's playing catch up.
Like, I understand the one per. You got to have respect for it being a one per store either way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to like what the art looks like to understand why this book is selling. So,
Can I ask why are the two pinkies lighter than the rest of the hand? Did they run out of ink or something?
You may not ask that.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, like, but also
It's called shading, sir. It's called there's lights for.
I mean, her
you
peck boob is
watched
darker
Rebel
than her
Moon. You should
trap
know all
back.
about lens flare and
Lens flare, don't worry.
Damn, Abrams. Oh wait, that was Snyder.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, both of them use it way too
All right,
much.
let's see what we got. Let's see what we got next.
Number 4.
At number 4, we have Superman number 9, 1 in 25. Nathan Zerdy. No tattoos here, people. We got Silver Banshee in all her glory. About 20 sales. It reached a high of $50 this week.
Yeah.
And if you want to see Silver Banshee's first appearance, you can always refer back to Action Comics $5.95.
That's a good one.
Yeah, this is also a good cover, man. This is really nice.
Yeah,
Very
and this
good.
is one of those ones that grew as the week started. It was right around ratio, even less than ratio, and then as the week went on, it started hitting 30, 35, 40, and there was a 50 mixed in there.
I will say her left arm does look a little off if you look at it too long. So, like, it's messed up. It looks like it's not even there attached.
there's negative space there, so it's.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think people are looking. I don't think people looking at her arm.
Zerdy hits it with these DC books. I mean, I know he does a lot of exclusives and stuff like that, but when he does, a ratio or open order book, they're
Yeah, these incentives have been doing well for Zerdy.
I can't stop looking at. She lost a shoulder.
That's why I took it down so you'd stop looking.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. Next book.
Number 3.
Animal Pound, number 1. This is a 1 in 100 incentive exclusive. It's a black and white version of another cover that's available out there for this Animal Pound series. I guess people, like their animal books.
They do.
And they especially like their Scotty Young books, and they're willing to pay. I mean, 10 sales is not bad for an indie 1 in 100.
But remember, this art is on 3 different books.
It
the
is.
Open order, the 1 per store, and the 1 in 100.
And even though averages are hitting like 150, and there was a high of 2, some of these selling lots, I think Bruce was saying you can still get this, at least when we last checked.
Well, there was about 10 to 15 copies left on the site last night for $79. And as of now, before we started filming, there are 0 copies left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
But still, if you're seeing 10 copies selling for above ratio on these
Mhm.
throughout the week, that's pretty good for a 1 in 100. Is it going to continue? Maybe, maybe not. But at least, you're usually looking at 4 or 5 in that range, that quick on. So.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you got a Tom King written book, so that's something. You got Scotty Young, that's something.
Scotty Young hardly does ratios. Usually he's open order.
Yeah.
True. That is true. He does do that, and he does. He will also have an outside looking in book this week, but since
Scotty
this qualify, you'll have to check that out on that list because
I think I know which one it is.
Doesn't fit. We don't do exclusives here, but we do have another book for you at number 2.
Number 2.
I've been waiting for the whole list just to talk about this book so I can be extremely excited about a book we've already covered for 2 weeks. However, we get the Greg Land Wolverine 55 is back. Over 40 sales. It just keeps getting more and more expensive. Multiple sales in 98, now 250. It looks like this one was an awakening. So usually I suggest not to buy the books when it's on the top 10, but this one, if you would have bought it when we first started covering this book, then you probably got a deal on it. Now the deals are getting less and less. It's up from 175 last week.
And a couple sold for 250 this week.
Yeah, a couple. I mean, we're going to see it again, right? This is something that's going in the movie. For those people who didn't watch the last 2 weeks, there was a leaked footage or leaked pictures or stolen pictures, whatever you want to call it, where you see Deadpool or you see Sabretooth's decapitated head. Naturally, people went to this book because of that. Well, a week later, to be honest. They were a
little slow. They're a little slow in the reaction time on that one.
Well, but then now it's going on for a couple weeks, selling for a couple weeks pretty steadily now. Hopefully something new out of Marvel comes in the next week, something leaks, because if not, this whole list is going to be DC next week. Boom.
Yay. Works for me.
We'll see. We'll see. With that said, we do have one left for you, so let's see what that final book is.
And our number 1.
It's back. It's back. This almost made the list last week with about 20 sales, and I put it on the outside looking in. But this week, beneath the trees where nobody sees, had over 50 sales this week. Raw prices have kind of jumped up on the cover A. Cover A does better than the B. Cover A is now doing 20 to 30, where it was still like 15 to 20 for a while. So prices are going up. You could still get that B cover for like 15 to 20 bucks. But that cover A, this one, I don't know. Second print came out. Issue 2 came out. I guess it reminded everybody again about this book.
Then you got things like Stray Dogs getting some
true
headway. So, kind of weird, cute animated things that could be animated.
Yeah, whenever
Stray Dogs helping out Animal Pound, I guess.
Whenever you start because the major thing is whenever you see an independent book hit one of these, everybody's like, oh, well, independents, they never go anywhere. It's not worth it. But then when you see, as Joe said, that's a very valid point. When you see some movement getting moved with some of these independents like Stray Dogs, then you're like, oh, well, which other ones have we not seen in a while? Which ones were hot a minute ago? And you get to see a little bit more of a bump. Obviously, $85, whoever got that last week for a 9.8, if you're going to gamble, that's the way.
There were a couple. Those first and early 9.8s were best offers where they accepted 85. But now this week, 125, and there was also a $150 sale mixed in this week. So,
and the A cover is, a pretty solid cover too. I think that might be why you see more of it being sold.
It's definitely the most recognizable.
Yep.
For this title.
Yep.
But the volume just will not stop. And that's it for our Christmas edition. Hopefully you liked our list. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you all stick around for some Carla Cohen action, as we got a nice spotlight from the Get Off My Lawn boys. And I think you'll also be talking a little Rebel Moon in the little review.
Yeah, get some first reactions to that.
And hey, by the way,
nice of opinion already about it. So.
Something.
By the way, don't be upset if you didn't get the toys you want for Christmas. Pete had to stop making them for Santa Claus so he could come here and give you guys the weekly top 10.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you had to go back to the elf, didn't you? You had to go back to the elf joke.
In there, bro. Had to get it in there.
Couldn't leave well enough alone.
Nope, left it for the end.
I think you're gonna have to talk to HR after this show, Mark.
Do we have HR anymore?
I'm still HR.
Bruce.
Oh, okay.
You still got your binder?
Always keep it next to me.
Still got the binder.
Give him a pink slip for Christmas. All right.
All right,
Have a
it
good
was fun, guys. We'll see you all next week with another list. All right.
Later.
Happy holidays.
Yeah,
Happy holidays, everyone.